restraining the horse. The most important thing, and you probably have learnt this, I would think, last semester, is that if you're holding the horse at the farrier or the vet or anything like that, you must stand on the same side, okay? Or we always stand on the same side. That way, a couple of things. If I'm working on this side, so I'm going to give the horse an injection or pick up his feet or do something that it doesn't like, if Fiona was on that side, the horse is going to move away from the stimulus it doesn't like and probably knock her over. Okay? The other thing we can do is if we're on the same side, okay, and the horse doesn't like something, then certainly Fiona can move the head and neck, control it, and we can move the hindquarters away from us so we don't get kicked. Okay, there's a couple of reasons. So always the same side. The other thing too is, and particularly when you're working with young horses or retraining, if it was a young horse, we can communicate with each other as to what's going on and how much pressure we're going to put on the horse as part of its training, and that works really well. So it worked really well when we were desensitising the police horses, and we might have a big flappy flag or some noise, and Fiona might do some overshadowing steps forward and back, and she would be telling me how light or heavy the horse was. And she would say, okay, it's much lighter now in hand, so I know that the horse is starting to habituate and I can move in a bit closer and I can up the pressure of the stimulus, and that works really, really well. Okay. Safely pick up front and hind legs. Okay, we'll do that one while we're here. Right, Julia, would you mind? And do you mind holding it and I can run through the narrative? If you just do my stand hold it. Yeah, and I'm going to. So, thank you. So, to pick up the front leg, we're facing towards the back of the horse. We run our hand down the leg, we're letting the horse know we are. We don't go in and grab the leg. It's like a fly or something landed on it, most likely. And then we slide. Once we've picked it up, we slid our hand down the back, picked it up, and then make sure you scoop and hold the hoof. Because the hoof isn't sensitive, okay? If we keep squeezing the hair and the skin, the horse is probably going to most likely try and snatch the leg away. And now Julia has safe control to inspect the foot, okay? Clean it out, inspect it, whatever we need to do. Then she just lets go of it and lets the horse just place it down, so we don't want to fight with the horse with any resistance. Now we're going to pick up the back foot. The other really good thing we can do to help the horse balance is Fiona can get what we call square the horse up. So get it standing balanced with its legs together rather than like this, okay? So, great, much better there. And then Julia runs her hand along the horse. The horse knows Julia is there. Fiona's on the same side. And we're facing the back, we're standing just out from the horse. We don't want to get under the belly. Grabs the hind leg, again scoops it, and now pulls it slightly out, one step forward, not too high, okay, comfortable position, and now she can clean the foot or inspect it, and then she can gently let that go. Great.
This one's awful tame. If a horse is like fairly tense, you can let go of the hoof and they will hold it in the air and then gently put it down. She's just letting me hold the foot, and I feel bad letting it go because then it drops onto the ground and I'm scared it'll hurt them.
No, well, the good point is by letting it go, the horse needs to know where its legs are, and it'd be paying attention to you by doing that. And I just find if I let it go gently, I'm not fighting to place it on the ground, and then we start to get a resistance creeping in. So floppy is good. Floppy means no resistance and therefore less likely of getting hurt. So absolutely fine. Certainly, if I don't want to be riding a horse that if I just let go of its leg, it's not going to know where it is. No, they would be fine. She just was a little dreamy there. No, so that was a very easy horse to do that with. So now, sorry, I'll just go back to doing two-handed. I'll see you in there. Sorry about that. So that's just cleaning it out. That's really easy. Now, what if we need to put hoof testers on, put on a bandage, a poultice? We need both hands to work on the hoof. Okay, so same principle, but we're just going to move the leg so we can work on it with no hands. Good. So Fiona's getting the horse balanced, and this is really important, particularly with young horses. Get them squared up and balanced because they find it really hard anyway. Okay, so picking the foot up, and then Julia is going to place one leg around it. So you might have seen your farrier do this, and then knees are together, and now she can work with both hands. Okay, great. Good plan. Fiona's giving her a nice little scratch there, and just keeping her nice and happy. Hind leg. Oh. You're okay with that? Yep, good. She's pretty nice. So, yeah, same again. Again, Fiona's on the same side. And it just sits over top. Yeah, just both legs on one side. Perfect. Yeah, and then try and get the video. That was bad to go behind, but I want to show you for training purposes that Julia's got her arm down the side here and can cradle that lower part of the leg there, and now see she can work easily both hands. Great. And she's stepped away from the horse and then can put it down. What we don't want is to, when you pick up the leg, is don't get under the flank area. Don't stand under the horse, okay? Really unsafe. And a lot of horses, young horses and mares, because that's where the foal will feed, get really worried and protective if you get right under that quite sensitive area, okay? So usually for young horses, once you've been handling their feet, you're getting them ready for the farrier. With the hind feet, they get really worried about you getting under them because they've never really had that before. So we shape it by going out, and then we gradually, over time, will move back a bit closer. So just remember that, because you think, why won't he stand for the farrier when I've been teaching him to handle his feet? It's because he might be too far under the flank, and the horse is a little bit confused and anxious. Good. Okay. Well, maybe you might.